All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to explore a framework that pretty much flips the script on everything we thought we knew about health. It suggests that the real keys to being well, they might not be what you think at all.
I mean, have you ever felt this? Just totally overwhelmed by all the conflicting advice out there? One minute it's low carb, the next it's low fat. It feels like this giant, impossible puzzle, and you're pretty sure you're missing half the pieces. It can be so frustrating when you're trying to do the right thing and nothing seems to stick.
Okay, to cut through all that noise, let's get into a real-world story from our source material. It's a case that really captures this confusion perfectly, because on the surface, it seems to break all the rules we've been taught. So let me tell you about a patient named Mr. Sunthorn. Now, this guy was doing everything he was supposed to do. He went off his diabetes medication, he cut his carbs way down, and his A1C, that's the long-term measure of blood sugar, it got way better, down to a healthy 5.8. But, and this is the crazy part, his fasting blood sugar, the number he checked every single morning, it was stuck at a dangerously high 188. So what gives? How can one number look great while the other is screaming trouble? Well, according to the doctor in our source, the problem wasn't that Mr. Sunthorn's efforts were for nothing, it's that his approach was incomplete. Even though he was low-carb most of the time, having an occasional day with up to 150 grams of carbs was just enough to keep his body from truly flipping that metabolic switch. His liver was still stuck in a state of really deep insulin resistance. But honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This case points to something much, much bigger.
What this really shows us is that just focusing on food was like trying to fix a car engine by only changing the oil, you know? While completely ignoring the fact that the battery's dead and 3 tires are flat. The doctor in our source says this reveals a whole new blueprint for health, which he breaks down into what he calls the 8 pillars.
Now, as I show you these first 6 pillars, I want you to notice what's not on this list yet. Okay, so we've got circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, sunlight, the earth, which refers to grounding or direct contact with the ground, avoiding toxins, avoiding man-made electromagnetic fields or EMFs, and of course, managing emotional stress. See what I mean? These are all about our environment and our nervous system. But where's the food? Where's the exercise? And there they are. Only after we've addressed all those other things do we finally get to pillar number 7, food, and pillar number 8, movement. This is the big aha moment. The 2 things we're constantly told are the absolute foundation of health, diet and exercise, are actually at the very bottom of this list. So why on earth is that? This quote from the doctor really gets to the core of it. He's saying that health is a hierarchy. If your internal rhythms are a total wreck, if you never see the sun, if your stress is through the roof, you can eat the most perfect, organic, blessed by monks diet on the planet, and it's just not going to be enough. You have to get the foundation right first. So let's talk about the top of that hierarchy. Let's start with those foundational pillars, the master signals that basically act like the conductor for your body's entire biological orchestra. I just love this analogy. Just imagine, your body's trillions of cells are all musicians. For you to be healthy, they all need to be playing the same song, in perfect rhythm. And the conductor that keeps them all in sync, that's your environment. And the baton that it waves to lead the whole show is sunlight.
And right here, this is the central problem of our modern lives. We've basically stolen the conductor's baton. We spend our days inside, bathed in artificial light, and then at night we blast our eyes with blue light from our screens and LEDs. That light tells our brain, hey, it's still daytime, which shuts down the production of our sleep hormone, melatonin. And just like that, our entire rhythm is thrown into chaos.
Okay, so keeping that foundational idea of light and rhythm in mind, let's circle back to pillar number 7, which is food. Because this framework introduces a really radical idea about what our bodies were actually built to burn for fuel. Now, this is a wild concept, right? We think of ketosis as some kind of extreme diet that some people try. But what our source is arguing here is that ketosis is actually the default metabolic state for the entire animal kingdom. The main fuel for all animals, he says, was never sugar, it was always fat. And if you want proof, get this. Just look at a cow. We see a cow eating grass all day and we think carb eater. But what's actually happening inside its gut? Its gut bacteria ferment all that fiber from the grass and turn it into, wait for it, about 70% fat and 30% protein. So from a nutritional standpoint, a cow is on a high-fat diet. It is literally a fat-burning machine.
Now, this isn't just a fun science fact. The reason this is so important, according to the source, is that being in ketosis is a high-performance state for our bodies. When we run on fat, we run cleaner. We produce less inflammation and less cellular junk. And it's that junk that builds up over time and leads to chronic disease.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. How does this new 8-pillar blueprint finally solve the mystery of Mr. Sunthorn that we started with? You see, his focus on diet was a great start, but it was like trying to conduct a symphony with only a single violin. The rest of his orchestra, his light exposure, his circadian rhythm, his stress levels, was a total mess. That stubbornly high fasting blood sugar wasn't a failure of his diet. It was a symptom of this much deeper disconnect. His body just wasn't getting the right signals from its environment to truly heal.
So as we look at this blueprint one last time, you can really see how it's a whole interconnected system. It suggests that instead of just obsessing over one thing, real, lasting health comes from getting all 8 of these pillars working together, starting from the top down.
So what are the big takeaways here? First, that health isn't a checklist. It's a hierarchy.
The signals from your environment, like light, are the real foundation. Food is obviously crucial, but it's just one part of a way bigger puzzle. And maybe the most surprising idea of all, our bodies are designed to be lean, mean, fat-burning machines. At the end of the day, true health is all about syncing up our modern lives with our ancient biology.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We pour so much time and energy and money into searching for health in a pill bottle or on a dinner plate. But what if the most powerful medicine of all has been here the whole time, all around us, and totally free? In the morning sun, in the darkness of night, and in the ground right under our feet. It's something to think about.